a couple of things that come to mind are, and I've seen it time and time again. I'll have a new client come on board. Okay, so what do you have going on with this form? If somebody fills out the form, what happens? Oh, I don't know. They just get some kind of an email or something. That's just not enough. You need to be in their inbox almost every single day. Consider text messaging as well, because all right, thank you for listening to another episode of the Real Concrete Coding Talk Pod. Super excited to be talking about this episode, this topic specifically, because I just feel like it's super important. Anyway, it's 2 days before Christmas, and I'm at my in-laws' place, and everyone's left to go do their final Christmas shopping. Of course, I usually get that done a lot earlier. I'm just not a big fan of hitting the malls at this time. And tomorrow's my birthday. So I decided, you know what? I love doing podcasts. So I'm going to give myself a nice little birthday gift and just do a quick podcast about this. So we're going to talk about commoditization. So for those of you who don't know what that is, in business literature, commoditization is defined as the process by which goods that have economic value and are distinguishable in terms of attributes, so uniqueness or brand, end up becoming simple commodities in the eyes of the market or consumers. Okay, I literally just took that right out of Wikipedia. So if you really didn't resonate with that, or it kind of was a little bit too much, just Google it. Google commoditization in business and it'll pop right up. I read it on the first line. I've been really itching to talk about this topic because one of the most common problems that not just concrete coating companies have, but service businesses have, is competing on price. It just ends up being this constant problem where everyone ends up just fighting for the bottom of the barrel, right? And then that's always going to be a downward spiral for your business. You're never going to have the profit that you need. You're never going to be able to grow or scale your business, and you're going to be frustrated with the results. Inevitably, probably even close your doors or try to find something else going on to do, right? So really what you want to do is you want to try to find ways to be unique. As we're heading into 2022, and maybe when you're listening to this, it's already 2022, maybe you've just started a concrete coating company, maybe you've been in business for a while, and you're just having a hard time trying to, get a good grip on what's going on. What you want to do is you want to look at some of your biggest competitors, not just locally, but nationwide. What are they doing that you're not doing, right? What are they doing so well that they don't have to compete on price? They have a good brand. If you have a good brand, you have authority in your market. If you are talking and you have the message related to solving the consumer's problems, you're going to be an authoritative figure in your space, right? So there's so many different things that you want to have a good website, right? It needs to be built to convert. You need to have these messages going out that are solving the pain points that these consumers are having. If you don't do that, their first instinct is to ask about price. And so there are so many different things that you can do to really help combat that problem. If somebody fills out a form, for example, on your website, or let's say you have a Facebook ad or a Google ad going to a landing page and they fill out the form, they've taken time out of their day to look at what was on the landing page, read what you have there. The message hopefully resonated with them enough for them to fill out that form, right? So there is a little bit of trust there already. But everyone does this. So you're still in that commoditized space, right? Not everybody does it right. So if you do it right, you're already branching away from that. So the next step then is you want to be able to have a really good, solid follow-up sequence in place to be able to, answer their questions that they have. So a couple of things that come to mind are, and I've seen it time and time again, I'll have a new client come on board. Okay, so what do you have going on with this form? If somebody fills out the form, what happens? Oh, I don't know. They just get some kind of an email or something. That's just not enough. You need to be in their inbox almost every single day. Consider text messaging as well, because it's 100% proof unless they're not in a good service area, chances are when they get that text message from you, they're going to be reading it. Sometimes emails will go to spam or a promo folder, and they may not necessarily get that email. These are super important. It sets you apart from your competition. You want to be the red shirt in a sea of gray. So, a lot of things that you can do is look at what your local competition is doing and just do better than that. Listen to what your customers are saying. Go onto Google, search garage floor coating companies near me, and look at Google Maps. Check out the reviews of all your competitors. If you see bad ones, read what it says. If you see good ones, what are they saying? Like, the answers are right in front of you. So as long as you can appease that and appeal to your market in a way that they can see that you get them, you're already 10 times above your competition. So that's pretty much all I really wanted to talk about. It was a very, very short one. Obviously, when you come into the market and you're new, you won't have the capital to wrap your trucks and wrap your trailers and buy the best equipment and all this other stuff. And you know what? The best equipment to the consumer doesn't necessarily matter as much. All they care about is getting their problem solved. If you can do that, and you can do that in a way that they understand, they're going to buy from you. Here's one more thing. Picture yourself going to somebody's house and you're doing a quote, right? You got to scrape the concrete, you got to look at it, you got to see the quality of the concrete, figure out how dense it is, and all that moisture and all that kind of stuff, right? And so they maybe not necessarily understand what you're doing, but you still look very professional in the fact that you are doing your best to be able to help them. But by the time this is all said and done, you're going to start talking in lingo that they may not understand. And it's no different than my business. If we had a conversation and I was talking about, SEO and Google ads and, pay-per-click and all these different things and attribution settings, and start talking all this technical, jargon, I'm going to lose you. You're not going to understand what I'm saying. And so when I start spitting out prices at the end, well, chances are we're not going to be working together. And it's the same situation when you're talking about dealing with your prospects who just want to get their concrete coated. It's as simple as that. What do you do that's different? And think about that. Ask these questions to yourself, write them down. What do I do different than my competition? If you're writing down all the same things that they would typically write down, then you are commoditizing your business, right? You're going to be just as similar as everyone else. And you know what? Because you're a business owner, you can put your own feel into it, right? What are some things that you do? Do you have company values? If you're thinking about the company values, you can really deliver solid messages from that too. So for example, our agency, we just went through a new process and we kind of talked a little bit about our company values and what matters, right? And it actually completely rearranged our mission statement, right? Which is delivering ethical and honest results for our clients. So we don't do black hat SEO. We don't do all the garbage stuff that some other agencies do that give us a bad name, right? And it's all encompasses around our company values, at the same time builds trust with our clients and our future prospects and clients. So think about the different things that you can do for your business that will really change what's perceived, right? It will really change the perception of your business, right? Here's another example. I'm not going to get out any names, but I did talk to a guy on the phone. We had a call. He actually has this vehicle that he brings up to the garage, and inside of the vehicle is all these different, pallets, you could call it, they coated the floor in different samples. And it's all over the walls. If you do like custom garage installations and stuff like that, like all the storage spaces and all that kind of stuff, you have different samples up on the side of the wall. That's what he drives up in, or his people drive up in when they do the estimates. Talk about setting yourself apart. Who does that, right? So there's a lot of things that you can do to really separate yourself. And it's okay to think out of the box. If you want to be different, that's the only way you're going to win. Be different. Don't be better. Different is better. So I hope that helps. I hope you got a little bit of value out of this. Coming up to Christmas, I know there's a lot going on. So, just remember that, this is the time of year that you want to start thinking about your marketing and everything else going into 2022. If it's something that you need help with, well, this is definitely what we do, right? We are a digital marketing agency that focuses only on concrete coating companies because we have results that work and we know what works to help deliver those results honestly and effectively and ethically. All right. Well, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on the next podcast. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.